One thing that you'll find on most horses, if they've not been on the flag, when you get close to it, they're going to be scared of it. They're going to maybe run backwards or maybe run plumb to that wall or whatever, because they're not used to seeing something move, and they know they're supposed to be doing something, they just don't know what it is. And I might, if it's my first time on a cow or on a flag, then I'll probably go back there to that fence, and I'll sit right here, way down off of here, to the point to where he's not afraid. And I'll move that. See, now she immediately took a hold of that flag right there. I just bumped it, but she wants to go with it. But I'd sit right here and I'd move that flag, and I might not let her move but a step. I'm gonna send it on it because I can always ride her with my legs, but you have to pick your hands up to pull her back. So if you teach your horse that when I ride over there where that cow is and that cow stops, I release my leg, she stops. So she's always thinking, I release my leg, she stops. And that's same thing on that cow. But I'll start back here, and then as that cow goes, I'll just kind of start with it, not trying to force her to it. I think a lot of people get to trying to kick that horse up and say, hey, I'll show you, you need to get up there, And you don't need to get up, you need to teach her to get up there. And let her get her confidence, and she will get up there. I'm just going to walk up a little more. When she ears her up and she's kind of bracy, she'll take a step or two and slow down. And I like that. She's thinking, she's got it on her mind that I know that cow's going to move and I'm going to have to go with it. And you'll get some horses that are actually really, really afraid of even a cow, but so much more they'll be afraid of that flag a little bit. So you got to give them time. I'm just going to trot down here and sit down. When I get that stop, see, she kind of walked out of that a little bit. I'm going to straighten her up here, ask her to kind of keep her hip hocks in the ground, and then I'm going to bring that flag and come through that turn. Come all the way across there slow. I get this mare stopped. I'm going to ask her to back a step. She's a little bracy right there. Don't let that, just take your time and get her settled. Ask her to back a step, bring the flag. Never think they've got to hurry to get back to that cow or that flag, because that'll all come with time. If you can teach them to go with that cow and stop with that cow, half your battle's won right there. I'm going to sit right here like this, and I'm just going to kind of let her drop my left leg on her hip back here, and I'm just going to try to get her to look in right here. That way it keeps her kind of focused to that cow or that flag, and she's always in position to turn around. I moved the flag, she turned all the way on her own right there. I didn't do anything for her. She moved again right there. So I know that she's thinking about what I want. I want her completely relaxed, not concerned that I'm going to get after her, and not concerned that that cow's going to hurt her. I want her to gain some confidence on that cow, that if she learns to draw back here, then she can beat that cow every time. And I kind of mix it up. I don't always back a lot, as long as I feel like they're stopping. And when they stop, I kind of sit here, turn them toes out, get those heels down, get away from her a little bit. When I sit right there, see, she stopped on her own. Didn't have hardly any tension on that. I sit, she stops, get her to ask her to back a little bit. I'm really adamant about the back. Particularly in the younger stages, because you can cure 90% of your problems if they'll take a step back, because they stay focused to the cow and they're comfortable in what they're doing. When they get outside that cow, or they get braced up out there afraid that either the cow's going to do something to them or maybe we're going to be rough on them, that's where you create your problems about a horse wanting to quit or wanting to run off. Always make them think, stop, come back to that cow. Stop. Come back to that cow right there. And if you'll keep that in there, even if you get way outside, you can get to be a foot or two past that cow, and the first thing you know, they'll still be hooked up, and even though they're out of position, they'll come back to where that cow is. Or if you get them out there and get them afraid and looking off because you wanted to rush them or something, then you're going to create a problem. And I try to make my horses go somewhere, keep them going, ride the head of that cow, stop. Every once in a while I'll sit and pull their face in and let them look, let them relax. Then I'm going to ask him to back a step, come with that cow. in the beginning, from the time I first start these colts till I've had probably 6 or 8 rides, nearly every time, and I even do it a lot after that, but most particularly for the first 6 or 8 months, every time I stop, I back up and let that cow come to them. I don't let them get out past that cow out here and then have to go find it. I keep them thinking, if I don't see that cow, then I need to back up and find it. And you get a lot cleaner turnaround, and they don't rush that turnaround. They're real confident because they know if they take that step that they're in good shape. And I'll work that flag pretty close to it. I don't always work way away from it, but you get a little more intensity up here. And I'll let her play a little bit. That kind of keeps her interested. And if you'll notice, when I pull her through that turn, I kick her with that outside leg most of the time. Right here, bring the nose, use that outside foot. Bring the nose, use that outside foot, and that'll make her kind of come up into your hand and hold that line a little better. And I'm mostly focused on going a distance, not just going 6 or 8 feet. Right here, when I get ready to quit, I'll just let her back off there. I'll press her with my feet, ask her to back off a little, and she'll back off just like this, and I'll turn her around. I do not let her go over there and turn away from that cow. I always make her come back across that cow. I never want her to think outside that box. I want her to be right here on the cow, focused to the cow, and if I'm going to quit, I'm going to have to come back over here to quit. I'm not going to be able just to go out there. A lot of times we teach our horses to do that without even thinking.